I'm Sally Van Cura, and welcome again to In the American Kitchen, a show where local cooks show us their recipes and give us their story. And our local cook today is Sue Smith. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sally.
Now, you're usually behind the camera here, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And you had to tell me, now you make bread a lot.
I do. Actually, I started making bread about 5 years ago. Before that, I tried to make it, failed all the time. The secret that I found actually is the bread makers. I've been known to have 3 bread makers going at a time, making just the dough. I don't cook the bread in there, but I just make the dough. From that, it just snowballed into making all sorts of bread. So,
You know, I've never used a bread maker before.
oh, I'm telling you, it's fail-proof.
Okay. Now, our variation that we're making today is?
We're going to make focaccia bread. And this recipe actually came from my nephew, Joey. We were having a gathering of family, and he heard me talking to my brother-in-law, and he got all excited. He's like, oh, you like to make bread? And he comes in and goes, I got this recipe for focaccia bread. It's so easy. And he's like, it's 4 ingredients. And he says, we can make it within under an hour. I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. So we made the bread. It was a huge success. And then after that, it has just become a staple in the house. I can't tell you how many times I've made it since then. It's so easy.
Well, thank you for sharing this recipe with us.
Yeah,
so
you'll love it.
Let's get started on it.
Fantastic. Okay, so Sally, here we are, and
We're going to do Joey's focaccia bread.
Oh, I call it Joey's focaccia bread since he gave me the recipe. And it is so simple, I thought that I'd have you join me making one to show you how simple it is.
Okay.
So the first thing you have to do is just take a teaspoon of sugar, and then a teaspoon of yeast. Yep, here you go.
If I could get the teaspoon. There you go.
And then I just mix this up a little bit. And then add this to about a 1/3 cup of warm water so the yeast can proof. Just dump it in there, kind of stir it up. And then you're gonna set this aside for about 10 minutes until it's like frothy, creamy and frothy.
Okay.
When you're doing that, you want the water to be warm. You don't want it too hot because it'll kill the yeast, but you don't want it cold either. So you want just, tap water, warm water is fine. And this recipe is very forgiving, so don't worry about it. Just, make it warm water and set it aside for 10 minutes. Okay, Sally, so we're back after about 5 minutes. It looks like our yeast is proofed. It's creamy and frothy.
Okay.
Okay, so what we do is we just take 2 cups of flour. In this recipe, it doesn't have to be exact. So you take 1, 2, and then your turn. Okay, you got 2 cups there?
I got 2 cups.
Okay, then you're just going to add your mixture to the flour.
Okay.
And stir it up. And what you're trying to reach a consistency of it all just pulling together. So what we do then is we just add like a tablespoon of water at a time until it forms like a ball. So you might want to add a little bit of water to yours.
Now, we're only dealing with 4 ingredients, right?
That's all it is.
That's the kind of recipe I like. Nice and simple. And I'm sure this is going to be wonderful.
It usually is.
You know how I like to taste all the recipes when we do these shows?
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, just until it forms a ball. How you doing?
I think so. Good.
Doing good? Okay.
When do we use our hands? I know we washed them real good.
Yeah, we did wash our hands. And you know what? Let's do that because it's just a little bit easier.
We got to let our aggression out with bread, though.
So you just knead it a little bit until it all comes into a ball.
Okay. I need more water.
Okay. And then if you happen to overwater it, add a little flour.
Okay.
You know, that's why I'm
you saw how much I poured in here, huh?
No, I didn't. I was just thinking that because,
Okay.
And once it all comes together into a ball, just knead it, maybe, 3 minutes or whatever. Not that long.
Can we do it on the table?
No, because then you'll make a mess.
Oh.
And I'm all about simplicity, and this is supposed to be very simple. And if you do it on the table, then we got a mess to clean up. So let's
okay.
keep it in the bowl there. I'm done.
Okay, just like that, huh?
Yeah, just put it into it's in a ball here. That's all you need, and then you just set it back in here. So now we need to have our olive oil
Okay.
and a bowl. And here's a bowl for you.
Okay.
And all you're going to do in here is just put a little bit of olive oil in here. And just grease the bowl. And then take your dough, set it in there. And then just flip your dough. Once you put your dough in there, flip it once so the top of it has oil on it too. That way it doesn't form a crust on it. That's all you're trying to do with that.
Okay.
And then we let this sit for about 10 minutes until it doubles in size. And that's all.
It'll take 10 minutes to double in size?
That's all it should take is about 10 minutes.
Really? Okay,
It's real
good.
fast.
Okay.
All
Are
right,
we ready?
We're ready. So we're back about after 10 minutes, I think it's been. And mine's risen. Has yours?
Yeah.
It looks like it has.
Yes, it has.
Okay, washed our hands again. Always want to make sure you have clean hands. Just take it out of here. And you're going to deflate it and knead it for about, 2 minutes maybe. Just give it a good kneading.
Okay. It'd be nice to smooth out your hands too, all the oil.
Yeah, the olive oil is always good for the hands.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, now how do we form this?
Any way you want to. Actually, I just do it kind of like oblong as I'm working it.
And that's what it's supposed to be, rustic.
Yep.
So that's why, okay.
And
So,
just before we do that, Sally, I want to put a little bit of oil on here. I know there's a lot of oil already on there, but let's put a little bit so it doesn't
I
stick.
love olive oil.
Olive oil is good for you. And then just put it on here and kind of, what do you call this?
dimple it.
Dimpling it.
So we have nice imprints so you could put all your spices, huh? Mm-hmm. You know what, I'm gonna get this out of our way.
Oh, thank you. Pull this over here a little bit. Okay, so
Okay.
once we got that, a little more olive oil. There's always more
why
olive oil.
not?
So just put some over the top of it.
Okay.
Looks like you got enough. I'm just not going to put too much on.
I don't think I could even hold the bottle right
It'll
now.
slip right out. Okay, so the first thing that we do with this now, when he showed me this, it scared me because I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot of salt. But when you taste it, you're not going to taste all this salt. So here's a teaspoon.
And you're using the kosher salt.
yeah, kosher salt, or you can use sea salt.
Any big granule salt.
Exactly, no table salt. And then you're just going to sprinkle it over the top of it generously. I'm going to do another one in here.
Okay. Now, what ingredients do you have here to add to
Okay,
it?
put
I'll
some-
get that. Yeah.
I think on yours, Sally, we're going to do the everything one on there or whatever we want, so we won't put as much salt
I
on
will
yours. No, keep going. You're good.
Okay. Up to just a little bit more in this corner. Okay,
Okay.
so this is going to be the everything.
Yeah.
And again, with a lot of our recipes, use your creativity.
Exactly. It's endless. I think rosemary on here would be nice, so we'll just take some rosemary. And you want to open the rosemary oils up in here to get the flavors going. So we'll just put some on here.
So you're crushing it at the same time, so you're
Yeah.
releasing that flavor.
Exactly.
Like most of your herbs.
Yeah.
Great.
So you want to get the flavor out of them. I'd say a little garlic on here would be good.
Garlic and olive oil.
Of course. How can you go wrong with that, right?
Oh, we could smell that.
Oh yeah, garlic. And the garlic's good for you too.
Okay.
All right, one more on there. That one's yours, Sally.
Yeah, you're going to blame me, right?
And then I think Parmesan cheese on here
Okay.
would also be
That
good.
I love.
Yeah. You can go
And
you-
the
you can
good
do that.
Parmesan cheese, there's nothing better to go to the store and have them grate it for you.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
just buy the big chunks. I love that.
Yeah. Another thing I was thinking about, you can even put like chopped olives in here, black olives. Yeah,
I've seen it with
it's
olives.
endless.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's endless things. Whatever you like, you can put in here.
Now you even have sun-dried
We
tomatoes.
can put sun-dried tomatoes on here too. Let's do half with sun-dried tomatoes on yours. I'm not sure if everybody likes sun-dried tomatoes or not, so we'll do half. What do you think? More rosemary on there too?
Yeah, probably a little
I'll
more
do a little
rosemary.
more rosemary. Go ahead.
Okay. Just it'll make it even look prettier.
I had Sally
And
do
you're supposed to do the.
harder one. I've just got salt on mine.
Oh, that's all you're going to do on yours?
Mine is a simple one. This is how basic it is. And then if you want to expand, you just start experimenting and try different things on there. And then we have our oven preheated to 475 degrees, and it's going to cook around 10 to 12 minutes until
That's
it's
it?
nice golden brown. Yep.
Okay.
As I said, this recipe is done within an hour. So,
Great.
and that's all there is to it.
Well, let's get this in the oven because I'm dying to taste this.
Okay, let's do it, Sally. Okay, Sally, so it's been about 10, 12 minutes. And when you're looking to see if it's done, you're looking to see the color. I mean,
Right.
Some people may like it not real dark, other people like it darker, so between 10 and 12 minutes.
If we could show the camera, there's a good thump to it, and the bottom looks fantastic.
Nice
See, and
golden
it's
brown.
Nice golden brown, and people should be smelling this. It's wonderful.
Yep. And what you want to do is, it goes very well with some pesto from a local restaurant here. It's very good pesto, cheese, wine, olive oil, and cheese. And the way I cut it, I just go right in here and start cutting it.
Oh, it's still really hot.
Yeah, it's still, hopefully we're not going to burn ourselves too much on it. And then just, you can cut it any way you want.
You know, this all smells wonderful, but the rosemary has a distinctive smell to it, and it's great.
This is what is nice about this recipe is when unexpected guests come over, you can throw it together within an hour.
Yeah, while you're talking.
Yeah.
And it's nice, it's rustic, and look all the things you could add with it.
You want to cut yours? Can I trust you with that big knife?
I don't know.
There you go.
I got it?
Got to push it down pretty good. You can use a pizza cutter to cut it.
Right.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Oh, that's my piece, huh?
Yeah.
And you poured some nice wine here, which I don't want to spill at all. But again, that smells good. And I'll let you hit the big glass.
Thank you.
Now, did we want to, now for the dipping, it would be just a little olive oil,
Right.
little seasoning. I do like the Parmesan cheese.
Put Parmesan cheese in there. Red pepper goes well with that. And
And the best part of every show, they all laugh at me, but I love to taste these. Great flavor. And it's nice, it's warm, and flavorful,
it's easy.
and perfect for wine. Thank you.
Thank you for having
Well,
me,
thank
Sally.
you, Sue. This is a wonderful recipe. Simple, 4 ingredients. We made it within an hour's time.
Exactly.
Okay. And it's good for little appetizers before you have a big meal. And thank you again.
You're welcome.
And if you want to be on In the American Kitchen, just call the station and show us your local recipe, something you make for your family. Thanks again for joining us.